Yeah, so
It's like your brother's a little technical
cool. Yeah,
technical glitch. Yeah, so we're about to wrap it
We'll
up.
go to like 9. No, we'll go to like 9:30. We'll shut it down at 9:30. Well, go ahead, keep it going.
Yeah, so back to where we left off at, man. So I'll read this because Taz had asked for the scripture a minute ago, and I'll just go right there. Luke 9:27. As our Lord and Savior Yahweh Shai speaking here. It says, "But those my enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me."
Yeah. Right. So those of you that's talking about Most High willing, Yahweh willing, you better say Yahweh why Yahweh Shai willing, right. Or Yahweh Shai willing, because the Most High delivered everything into Yahweh Shai's hand. That's why he came and he shed his blood on the cross, and he became the sacrificial lamb for the nation of Israel, because the Most High got tired of dealing with Israel's shit. So you can't go to the Father. You got to go through the mediator. You got to go through the intercessor, which is Yahweh Shai. And if you don't go through the intercessor, the Most High, it's falling on deaf ears. That's like you in the courtroom trying to talk to the judge, and you got to go through the lawyer to go to the judge. You try to talk to the judge ain't hearing you. You got to deal with the lawyer, and the lawyer got to present your case to the judge. Yahweh Shai is the lawyer. That's right. Presenting our case to the judge. And the judge don't want to hear nothing. It gotta be through the mouth of the lawyer. And it's the same instance. So you guys talking about Most High willing, the Most High is not dealing with us, man.
Yeah, you Most High guys.
He's not dealing with us. He said it. Like I said, Isaiah 1:11. What did the Lord say in the book of Isaiah for you Most High guys? Could somebody get that? Could somebody just pull it up? Does I want to stay right there where you at?
Isaiah chapter 1 verse 11.
Yeah.
It says, "To what purpose is the multitude of your sacrifices unto me?"
Right. So the Most High is saying, so to what purpose is the multitude of your sacrifices? Because Israel kept sacrificing because why? They were doing wickedness. So they were premeditating sin. And then using the sacrificing of goats and lambs and bullocks to get remission of sins.
I'm about to commit this adultery. Let me get that turtle dove and then let
Exactly. Premeditated.
Yep.
Which really adultery is a penalty of death.
Man.
You know?
Yep.
It says, "To what purpose is the multitude of your sacrifices unto me, said the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai."
So what's the purpose of the multitude of your sacrifices? Because the Lord would rather that you obey than sacrifice.
God.
There's a scripture that says that the Lord would rather you obey than sacrifice. So Israel was running this shit into the ground, so to speak. They were running it into the ground, and the Most High got tired of it. Go ahead.
"I am full of the burnt offerings of rams and the fat of fed beasts."
Look at that. He said, "I'm full of the burnt offerings of rams and the fat of fed beasts." In other words, I'm tired of your ish.
Right, God.
Okay? Go ahead.
"And I delight not in the blood of bullocks."
Wait a minute, but the Most High, for remission of sins, it had to be a blood sacrifice, which was a sweet savor to him. It got to the point where the sweet savor, he was tired of it. Where the sweet savor was like stink now. It wasn't a sweet savor to the Most High no more. He got tired of Israel constantly sending up sacrifices. In other words, you can't pimp a pimp and you can't play a player. And you were trying to play the Most High. You don't play the Most High. The Most High plays us.
That's right.
Bottom line.
Okay. Or of lambs, or of he-goats, when ye come to appear before me, who hath required this at your hand to tread my courts?
Right. Who have required this to tread my courts? Who required you to keep running, bringing your feet up and down in the courts? In other words, the Holy of Holies. Because the high priest had to send up a sacrifice for himself, then take your sacrifice into the Holy of Holies and sacrifice it to the Most High for you. Right? Send up that sin offering or whatever. Why are you treading my courts? Why do your feet keep coming up in my courts? The Most High got tired of Israel's ish. Okay. So that's the reason why the Son shed his blood on the cross, because he became the ultimate sacrifice. Because in one swoop, yeah. Because in one swoop, boom, Yahweh Shai became the ultimate sacrifice. So there was no reason to sacrifice anymore.
Might be a bro. Yeah, that's right. So read that again, bro.
It says, when ye, Isaiah 1 and 12,
Shalom.
when ye come,
Shalom.
when ye come to appear before me, who have required this at your hand to tread my courts, bring no more vain oblations.
So the Lord said, bring no more vain oblations. I'm tired of your sacrifices. In other words, street terms, I'm tired of your shit, Israel. I'm tired of it. Go ahead.
Incense is an abomination unto me.
Wait a minute, incense. You set up your prayers, incense, you burn the incense, and then you set up the sacrifice of the animal on the altar.
Yeah.
That became an abomination to the Most High. So what is that telling you? To you Most High guys. The Most High ain't dealing with us, man.
He got tired of that shit.
He got tired of Israel's shit. So don't be coming Most High willing, Yahweh willing.
Yo,
you
Most High
better get that
willing,
shit
man.
straightened out, man.
Yeah, I know certain particular guys that used to say that a lot. Yahweh willing, Yahweh willing.
Or Lahab was one of them guys.
Oh,
The Most
Lahab
High
was
showed
one of them
me-
guys?
The Most High showed me this. Wait a minute. Yahweh Shai is the one that showed us everything.
Yeah, well, Lahab was the old school, but I'm talking about new school guys.
All right, he's new, right,
Recent,
right.
some of you GMS guys, that's your catchphrase. Yahweh willing, Yahweh willing. You know what I'm saying? That shows a lot.
It says, the new moons and Sabbaths, the calling of assemblies, I cannot away with. It is iniquity.
Wait a minute. The new moons, which is the beginning of the new month, and the Sabbath falls right on the new moon. The new moon is the new Sabbath for the next month. That became an abomination unto the Most High because of what Israel was doing. And then our guess what? Our feast days became an abomination to the Most High. Even the feast days. Go ahead.
Hey, that's a slogger, man. Hey, that's a spirit, because on my way down there, I was like, man, I gotta get, I was going into worshiping the funerals and shit like that. Right?
Come.
So, and then what you said too, now, right, yesterday, November 1st and 2nd every year in Haiti, they got a feast called Fed Get. It's basically Day of the Dead.
Mm.
And then at the same time, the Roman Catholic Church, they got All Saints Day at the same fucking time. Which shows you saw the same shit.
Is a car got the Dias a los Muertos, the Day of the Dead.
Right.
So they're doing the same damn thing, man.
It's the same. Now, for I don't know if they do that as well, but them Haitians, they'll sacrifice goats. They'll make blood sacrifices, but it's a sacrifice to the idols.
What, Issachar?
Issachar.
The Day of the Dead. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Ephraim, all the tribes, man, go off like that.
They'll start drinking, look at like skeletons and like they dead and shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Issachar and Asher and Naphtali down in South America, Central America.
Oh, so
they're big into that. Ephraim.
Yeah, they real big.
They just had
you
it
talking
over
about when they make their face white.
Yeah.
So
Like a skeleton.
So they're making their face. So what's that? Papa Alegba.
Yeah.
That's
Look
look
at
at Papa Alegba.
Shango.
He got the
Papa
white
Baal.
red face. He got the snake.
And they
the
should have
skull.
called him Papa Baal.
Yeah.
Papa Shango. Remember the dude from wrestling, Papa Shango? That's like an old
Papa Chango.
chick down in New Orleans.
Right.
Yeah.
But so
Mardi Gras, all that.
yeah, so they defile the feast of the Most High, and then they get drunk and they invoke them demonic spirits. They start dancing, doing all
That's
that.
like Mardi Gras in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Right? That's what Mardi Gras is all about. It's like Sodom and Gomorrah invoking the total demonic sodomite and freak spirits, man. And the niggas down in Atlanta, Freaknik, it's all that same spirit.
All that fucking, they start twerking and shit. They'll be normal. The niggas too, they'll start whining and twerking. That's how you know that shit is fucking demons.
Take some more.
Because that shit goes back to Ham. That's not Hebrew Israelite dance. When you read about King David was dancing and Daughters of Zion, they wasn't fucking twerking and shit.
all shaking all
That's
crazy.
demonic.
That's demonic.
Basically, Shabba Ranks was a demon. Like, them Benjamins all that whiny. That's a demon. I mean, we all at one point was caught up in that. We were younger. You see the fun, we're men. But that's not. I mean, the women had little. Women didn't dance like the men, of course.
Yeah,
Well, they danced. Men didn't dance like that.
yeah,
Right.
The women probably had their little
the wine
type of whiny dance. Because a woman ain't gonna.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna turn you
They
on.
gyrating.
A woman dancing like rough. So women, of course, probably had their little well, the belly dances. Gotta go back to the ancient world.
But you know what, Apostle? Around this time, I don't know when them Latin tribes have it. Maybe around May or something. But around this time is fucking Halloween. Like it's all the same shit.
Well, Halloween passed us.
But it's all in the same time frame.
Yep.
So it's all the worship of the dead. You know, there's a time when at least they do them blood sacrifices.
Yeah, the pumpkin heads. That's all. Yes, worship of the dead. Well, Halloween is a witch's Sabbath.
What they think about it. There's in the Hebrew calendar, there's no 31 days in a month.
No.
It's actually 29 and a half days. So basically, October 30th, the 29th to the 30th, that's really, if you want to say All Hallows Eve,
That's a dead
and
time.
going into November 1st.
Dead period.
You know what I'm saying? So it's and Halloween is the witch's Sabbath, and the Celts, they had a deity they worship named Samhain. In the Celtic tongue, they would say Samhain, and he's known as the Lord of Death. Even in Halloween, in the second Halloween, after Michael Myers got shot 6 times and fell off the porch, and then he got up and took off, and he went through the town. He went and broke into the school, and with his blood, he wrote either on the wall or the chalkboard, Samhain.
Oh, I remember that.
And they went into the church, into the school, and they seen the blood with the name Samhain written. Michael Myers wrote that with his own blood, Samhain. And the lady asked him, Dr. Loomis, what does that mean? He says that Samhain, it means the Lord of Death.
Damn.
And what was Michael Myers? An agent of death. On
Right.
what? Halloween.
Right. A lot of those slasher films, you know, a lot of people like them. They get a thrill out of them.
But they deep.
But really, a lot of those slasher movies go back into sacrifice, going back to the druids and then the sacrifice,
Yeah,
the
blood sacrifice.
blood sacrifice. Because remember, all the killers, they don't say nothing. They just kill. They're just killing. That goes into that blood sacrifice.
And if Slaggy, and if you're into the Halloween, I like. Hey, me,
We grew up on all that shit.
Since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Now, Halloween, the Curse of Michael Myers, I think it is.
Oh,
The
the
Curse or the Revenge of Michael Myers. One of them, the one where at the end of the movie they had him locked in the cell, and then the dude went in there and shot all the police up in the station and freed Michael Myers out of there.
Oh shit! I didn't see
That was a witch cult that was a part of that mental hospital that on the night of Halloween or something like that years ago, they actually prayed this demon to come down and take over Michael Myers when he was in the insane asylum. So I think it's either the Revenge of Michael Myers, the 5th one. I think it's that one. And they have the scene in the movie where they're in the mental hospital and they're in the basement of the hospital. They got candles lit. They got this writing on the wall and all that. And he's down there with all the people. He's not killing none of them. He's just standing there with them, and they're sitting there chanting and shit.
Check it out.
Season
Yeah.
of the Witch.
I got
No, it's the Season of the Witch is the
That's
third
totally-
one.
totally
It's probably the
different.
5th or the 6th movie.
I got a scripture real quick about that.
Yeah.
That whole thing.
So that shows you about the whole thing with Halloween. It's about sacrifice.
Come. So there's a Wisdom of Solomon 13:1, and I'm gonna jump down to 10. It says, "Surely vain are all men by nature,
Surely are all men vain by nature. Nothing.
who are ignorant of the Most High."
Who are ignorant of the Most High. That's why these people go around doing these festivals and these celebrations, right? Like we're this November, November 3rd, but so-called Halloween. You know what Halloween is also too? It's a harvest festival. See, like everything associated with Halloween. You see the pumpkin. You see that thing. It looks like a horn with all the cornucopia with all the fruits and vegetables in it. It's really the celebration of all the last harvest before that cold dead winter comes, because you got to get all your harvest packed in, because the rough time is coming when you can't till the ground gonna be frozen. So you got to gather up all those things. So that's that last gather up, so you can store things away, and you got to get through the winter. Now when the springtime comes, then you replant, and then your stuff comes up. You get that first harvest, but then that's why we got the first fruits. But that this is basically the last harvest before that dead cold comes. Gathering up all of your crops.
That's where that term comes from, the dead of winter.
Right.
You never hear the dead of summer, the dead of winter. Everything dies.
That's when the bears hibernate.
Right.
Right about now, bears, you don't run into too many bears.
Right.
Unless you get a rogue bear that
Well,
Esau fucking everything up and
right.
displacing the animals, but most bears are hibernating.
Right, because in the fall they're busy stocking up all the food they can eat.
For the past
They
couple
get
months,
from
they've been
spring
eating.
Right. They tear up them salmon or whatever. They eat a whole lot so they could their body could feed off of it while they're sleeping.
Yep. Because they're basically gonna sleep the winter.
When they wake up, they're skinny as hell, and they gotta go back out there and hunt again.
Yep. So I'm gonna continue on this.
Yeah.
It says, "Surely vain are all men by nature, who are ignorant of the Most High, and cannot, out of the good things that are seen, know Him that is. Neither by considering the works did they acknowledge
Right,
the
right.
workmaster."
They're on just look at how the earth, the workings of the earth, man. You know, from the animals, the birds, the fish, the skies, the elements, the weather. You have the volcanoes and all these wonders. Sorry.
No, but because I'm going back to them Haitians. And shit.
Yeah.
So here it is, because when you read Jeremiah, I believe it's 5, it says, "Respect you not me," like the Most High is like, "Yo, you're not gonna respect me." He said, "He who created the bounds at the water," like the Most High created everything around you, but you gonna go and fucking worship some dead motherfuckers that's in the ground, right? Worship.
Israel's big on that.
Yeah, worship stars and
Case in
water.
point, they still worship. Okay, it's one thing to acknowledge like your so-called
Ancestors or whatever.
ancestors, and we speak about King David in the scriptures.
Right.
We speak about Yahweh Shah. We speak about the great the patriots of Israel.
We talk about Judas Maccabees.
Judas Maccabees. You can
We
acknowledge
talk about
those are your
We
ancestors.
talk about Noah.
But we know that those men worship the same power we did.
Right.
But then the second thing, we understand the reincarnation.
Mhm.
So we know that those men are actually a lot of us coming back.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know that. Y'all talking about, y'all worship motherfuckers for the people like Harriet Tubman. And she's a woman to boot.
Right. Oh, man.
You niggas are great. You go to Harriet Tubman's grave and pour water and send up prayers to Harriet Tubman. Like she was a power.
Fuck Harriet Tubman.
Or y'all go to fucking Martin Luther King grave and worship Martin Luther King. Worship Malcolm X. They were just niggas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, come.
They were Israelites.
Humans.
But it's not about with them. That back then they did certain things that they so-called try to help Jake or help their people. Who wouldn't do that?
Yeah, right. Come.
Yeah, but you don't go worship them.
Yeah.
You know.
Who wouldn't do that? They had no choice. They were Israelites growing up in a time where Esau was coming down on Israel. So of course
The Most High is heated, man, because
Of course they're gonna fight against Esau, or so-called try to liberate call themselves trying to fight for the liberation of their people.
Yeah.
Common sense would tell you to do that,
Exactly.
right?
Right.
What Harriet Tubman was doing in her time would have been common sense
Yeah.
for an Israelite woman to do. Fuck that! I'm trying to help liberate my people, right?
Right.
Or even a Martin Luther King, or even we understand the real deep shit.
You know,
Tucson and Overture,
Mhm.
or Crazy Horse,
Nat
or Nat Turner, or fucking Sitting Bull. Common sense as an Israelite would have been like, fuck that. Tecumseh, any of our leaders, our so-called ancestors you want to think of, like, common sense would have told them, fuck that. And if he was a straight fucking Tom, right?
Right.
Let me help fight for the liberation of my people, right? But it's not about you. The Spirit of the Lord put the Spirit on all those names we mentioned. The Lord put the Spirit on them to try to, or Bogle, or any of them. Tucson, Nat Turner, Crazy Horse, Sitting Bull, Geronimo, Harriet Tubman, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. The Lord put the Spirit on them to do with the things they did, right?
Right. Good.
Yep. Hey, so I got 2 verses on this, then boom. It says, "But deem fire or wind or the swift air," well, God is big on that, you know, worshiping nature, you know.
Wait a minute. Among you niggas that's into that African shit, fire, water, air, and earth. Those 4 elements, you worship that. You pray to it. Fire, water, air, and earth.
Gad, Judah, all the tribes, yeah.
So you're off. Because the Most High created the water, He created the fire, He created the air, and the very earth that we're on, He created all that.
Constellations.
Yeah. See, now Gad, I'm trying to put it, and see, now Gadite right now, the so-called Native Americans, Like they just say, no, brother, we're not worshiping that. We're worshiping the power behind that. So like they're trying to get slick. Like, no, we're not worshiping that. We're worshiping the Creator. We're just acknowledging the Creator's together. Trying to come. They're flipping on you.
But they got idols for
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
So,
We're not all tribes. That whole totem pole shit. There's only one particular tribe that does that.
but you know what? The totem pole, but man,
But they
these
go
motherfuckers.
off, man.
Yeah, it's all idols.
They going up, but then we can get them on that. Okay, but then the matrilineal, the worship of women.
Yeah.
So we got you anyway, man.
Yeah.
So get us off anyway.
Don't get worship the green corn.
Your mother said, the green corn festival, my tribe does that. But then we got them anyway because your lineage is proved by your mother.
Oh man,
Here in the East Coast, all the Eastern tribes are on that shit, which is off, and that's allowed the other nations that allow Esau to come in amongst our people.
Exactly.
And you got motherfuckers today, the so-called Indians with their fathers and grandfathers were white men, Edomites. You see, that's allowed tares to come in amongst our people.
Mm-hmm.
See?
Yeah.
Matrilineal, meaning, well, as long as your mother's an Indian, it don't matter who your father is.
Yeah, oh man.
And you're accepted amongst the tribes.
That's
Esau,
fucking bullshit.
yeah, see?
Yep.
So that's why you got a lot of you motherfuckers. I got a shock for you. A lot of you motherfuckers that think you're Indians.
You're not.
I don't give a, you can be the chief, the clan mother, whoever you think you are.
You are not.
A lot of you motherfuckers, you got these high positions in the tribal government today. Some of you are crackers, especially amongst the Cherokee, man. And a lot of you amongst the Iroquois and all that, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then you got dudes who their father was Gadites. They might not be on the tribal roll because their mother wasn't. You know?
Right.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Totally ass backwards.
Mm-hmm. It says, but deem neither fire or wind or the swift air or the circle of the stars or the violent water or the lights in heaven to be the gods which govern the world. Right?
Yeah,
Now you jump down to 10, right? Now this is the day to addressing the day to dead and all that. But miserable are they. I'm gonna deal with Haiti. You mother effers are miserable and you can't. I don't understand how you can't figure this shit out. The Most High been hitting your ass up since. Hey, you got that little victory.
And water. It was a song. I got the CD in my truck. Free fire and water is a song.
Yeah, man. The Most High. I mean, you got that little victory in 1804, which you won the battle, but you ain't win the fucking war on that one. And right after that, within 25 to 50 years later, the French came right the fuck back with battleships, and you had to pay all that shit back.
Yeah, good.
So that's what you get, because you know how you gain them victories? Or you thought you got them because you went and you did your little voodoo shit, right? Out in the woods, and you prayed to your voodoo guys, and you sacrificed pigs, things that detestable to the Most High.
Papa Shango dancing with the head on.
And that's what you're
my man from James Bond, the Live and Let Die, my man.
Oh, yeah.
My man with that tall top hat on, with the skeleton face.
Yeah.
Papa Shango dancing and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So you motherfuckers, you're miserable, man. You're eating fucking mud cupcakes and shit. Yeah, eating fucking mud pies and mud cupcakes. You're fucking getting hit with earthquakes.
Yeah. The Most High is really sticking it to you, Levi, because you're the priest. You're supposed to fucking know better. That's why the Most High, I mean, look, when I see what's happening with Levi over there, it fucks with me at times. But then again, when you really think about it, that's why the Most High is really fucking you up over there on the island of Haiti.
Whoa.
Because you went off big time.
Well, I'm gonna throw my tribe in. We getting on all of you, man. That's why when this COVID came, you Gadites, Reuben, y'all got hit heavy. A lot of Gadites, when Reubenites were just dropping dead from that COVID shit. Because of all of y'all madness, man. All of y'all fucking madness. The Klein mothers and all that, man. See, the Most High came down on these tribes, man.
That's right.
Go ahead, man.
This is out of Leviticus 20:27. A man also or woman that hath a familiar spirit or that is a wizard.
Dealing with witchcraft, a familiar spirit is a demon.
Yep.
Meaning a spirit, a demon.
Shit. Now this Day to Dead shit reminds me of Saul when he went to the witch of Endor.
Yeah.
Right? And he got to raise up Samuel. You know? So he went trying to mess around with that dimension.
And look what happened.
By going to a witch, yeah. But that's what these motherfuckers are doing. They trying to invoke their ancestors, invoke the dead.
Yeah.
It's the same shit, man. You know, that's the sin of death.
What do they call that? Seance?
Seance.
Yeah.
After that, he was cursed to death.
And then you got people, and then it's demonic because all you're doing is invoking demons.
Yeah.
You're not invoking the spirit of a person that, like, okay, you got motherfuckers here. I know I grew up, motherfuckers still having seances. Back when I was growing up in the 1980s, you had people trying to invoke the spirit of Harry Houdini. We're gonna have a seance trying to call. Harry Houdini died back in the time, the early part of the century, right? That motherfucker's already back, and he was already back in the earth. like for real. Because it's reincarnation. Spirits just don't float around. Your spirit comes back into the earth. So here it is, that particular person they're trying to invoke is a live person walking on the earth. Right? So what did you invoke? You're calling a demon. And then like the demons will come in imposter form. The demons do that. They'll come.
I got something for you.
I'm Abraham Lincoln. I saw Abraham Lincoln's ghost. That's not Abraham Lincoln. That's a demon.
I got something for you.
Yeah.
Definition of a familiar spirit. A demon supposedly attending and obeying a witch.
Damn.
Often said to assume the form of an animal. Her familiars were her two little griffins that nested in her skirts. A close friend or associate. And there's some more.
I got a perfect example, man. If you think it's them holograms, man, they have a fucking Tupac appear or Biggie Smalls.
Yeah.
They fucking rapping on the stage. It's not really not really them. It's
of course it's not them.
It's a fucking demon.
Esau's that can actually conjure demons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Michael Jackson.
Yep.
And then they had this hologram too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's technology, but that technology is nothing but witchcraft.
That's all it is.
It's all witchcraft.
Well, sure.
Why sure?
when he read that, he was talking about the image of like an animal.
Yeah.
Thinking about how they be having like the spirit animal. They be having they put
Gad is all in there.
Spirit animal, spirit horse, and all that shit.
Spirit horse. I know about all that.
All witchcraft.
I grew up in that shit. Your name, you're giving your name by my so-called Indian name. That's my spirit animal. That's the animal that which you could like. Okay, you like. They said, well, you have the characteristics of a particular animal. You know what I mean? Because in the truth, like certain men were named after certain events and spiritual things, but then certain men were named after certain like the Apostle Orion Lob. His name was Orion Lob, Lion's Heart.
Beautiful.
Meaning, so sometimes you might have been named after an animal, so to speak, but not worshiping the animal.
Not like that.
Right. It was a comparison.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was like a comparison.
How shy is compared to a sheep?
Exactly. And the lion.
Lamb, I mean.
The
conquering lion of Judah.
He's the lamb and he's
Lamb
the
of
lion.
God and the conquering lion of Judah.
So that's okay.
Right.
If you're named after an animal, but like as far as a comparison. You know what I'm saying? Not meaning you worshiping the spirit of that animal.
Nah. None of that.
You know what I'm saying?
That's witchcraft.
That's witchcraft. Like my so-called traditional Indian name. It was given to me as a comparison to that particular animal and the wind.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Mikasuki, Fobi Kawaya, wind horse, meaning you have the spirit, meaning you have the personality of a horse. Horses are free spirited, and the wind, and you know what I mean? That's the way it was broken down to me. You have the kind of personality of like a horse and the wind. It was like two spirits, because the wind is a spirit. And then the horse, meaning horses are stubborn, horses are free spirited, like a comparison. But not saying, you worshiping a horse or the wind, which the Most High is the wind. Because what do the scriptures say? The spirit is like the wind.
Oh, wait a minute. Hell, in the scriptures, when it talks about some of David's mighty men, it said he was swift as a roe.
Yeah.
Right? It said he was swift as a roe.
Was that Moab? Lion-like men of...
Two lion-like men of Moab.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So there were comparisons.
Right, it was comparing them that they fought like lions. A particular one of David's men, he was swift as a deer.
If you were going to woods and watch a deer run, and the way they're graceful and they go up in the air and jump up and shit, that's bad, man.
I mean, deers are
so if you have a guy that's like that, man, that's a bad.
That's a swift man. Or cats.
Yeah, cats.
Dudes in the martial arts study cats.
Yeah, the reflexes.
Yeah.
That's true.
And a horse, of course, horses are admired for their. But horses are, when you gotta break a horse, it takes a lot to break, because horses are strong spirited. Horses are free spirited.
Right.
Horses really don't like to be tamed.
And they're strong like a car.
They're strong.
Yeah, but they don't like to be tamed.
They
we're like what, 1,200
So when
pounds?
you get a horse, like, you gotta break the horse.
Yeah, right.
Because he don't want to be broken. He's free spirited. Horses are almost like the wind. They want to be able to come and go as they please.
Right.
You know, you gotta break the horse. You gotta actually break their spirit to get them to. Or amongst Gad, we didn't say we didn't break what we bonded with the horse.
Right.
We didn't break. Esau would break the horse. Our thing was no. We become brothers with the horse.
All right. They showed you that in what's that movie?
Avatar.
Avatar. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the particular animal.
Yeah.
They said you gotta bond with you gotta connect with the,
Yes.
you gotta connect with it.
Yeah. Esau's thing was
That was all
fucking
based
the
off
horse
of
and-
Gad, man.
Esau's thing was, of course, Esau's thing was putting the horse in slavery.
Right.
And breaking, because that's Esau, because that's the devil.
Yeah.
Gad thing, when Gad gathered them horses, there was a spiritual connection.
Yep.
The horse became your brother. It was like we bonded with it, and the horse wanted to be with you.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why Esau, they'll fucking drug the animal up. Shoot
Right.
you all types of
Yeah.
tranquilizers and shit to make it dopey.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they don't really bond with the animal. They fucking put the
Because Esau's not spiritual.
Yeah.
Esau is carnal.
Well, he's the devil.
He's a devil.
He's Satan.
Yeah.
And he's carnal.
He's a witch.
Yeah.
This world is carnal. The white man's world is carnal.
Yep.
Everything about Esau's world is carnal. You see? It's all carnal. And it's all about carnality. That's why it's not about the spirit. That's why Esau, when you're dealing with Esau, you go on a talk show, or if you're dealing with an Edomite, and you coming at them with the scripture, I don't want to hear that Bible. I want to hear from you.
Right.
I want to hear your opinion. Put that Bible down. All you're doing is quoting Bible. We're not in church. I don't want to hear the Bible. See, that's Esau.
That's right. Leviticus 20:27. A man also or a woman that hath a familiar spirit or that is a wizard shall surely be put to death.
And Esau is a wizard. Esau is the ultimate wizard.
Yeah, right.
He's the Wizard of Oz.
Well, look at this television. Wait a minute. It's wizardry last year with this whole what you I want to use the right word so they don't cut this off, man. The whole epidemic. They fucking they wizard you mother effers to where you line up. Now y'all throwing y'all kids to Baal right
Oh,
now.
hell yeah.
As we speak.
Oh, that's that's what you're. When you give your kids the jab, that's what you're doing. You are sacrificing your children to Baal, which prove you're the Israelites.
Yep.
But you got Edomites fighting not to give their kids that shit.
That's right.
But Israel is gladly taking.
No, I was watching it today, brother.
Yeah.
Right, but they little hatchlings getting his shit. Yeah.
And they got enough, and them hatchlings.
No, you can see the dude's face. Like his mind, like there's another day in the office. Can you imagine how many shots that dude got since he was born?
Thank you. These little hatch. Why you think these niggas out here act the way they do? Because they done got all kind of other vaccines prior to that.
Yeah.
The flu shot, the measles, the da-da-da. Why do you think these little young jakes?
Wait a minute, they did documentaries on this shit. How little black boys are all laced up with different vaccines.
They can't sit still.
Yep.
I'll tell you,
Got
man.
ADHD.
Quick story. I went to this is it's about maybe 4 months ago, maybe 3 or 4 months ago. Me and my woman was gonna go to the movies over there in Trumbull Mall, and I drove over there, right? And it was like a class, like it was early in the day. We're gonna get your matinee, right? This is recent, right?
That's school over there. Yeah.
It was something, I don't know, it was like a bunch, it was like a class, you could tell. So the teachers, they had staff on their shirts. And it was like it had to be like maybe 20, 25 kids. And it wasn't all, it was Jake, and there might have been a few Ephraimites, and maybe a couple of weirdo looking white ones. More, but it was like a bunch of kids, right? And them motherfuckers, they were climbing all over the band thing. And I said, you know what, nah, fuck it. I just drove up, and I ain't going to the movies there.
I'm not wanted.
Yo, they were all,
Yeah.
Now one of them, out of all them kids, not one of them was just standing there normal.
Brother,
The eyes spinning, like
yeah.
Raggedy Andy.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit.
Brother, they're all gone. They're gone. Their
I was like,
kids
these
are
kids
gone,
are
man.
fucked up.
Yeah.
I swear.
Yeah.
I said, yo, I just paused and go, man, nah. Let me get the fuck out of here. I just pulled up.
So it's like a catch-22 when it comes to Jake kids. Because they tell you that the nigga woman is the #1 killer of Jake kids.
Well, the black woman, these black and you low-life Spanish bitches, you are the ones producing these well, the GMOs too.
Right.
The GMO, that's why I called y'all GMO babies.
Yeah.
The new phrase is hatchlings.
Yeah.
But then the problem is, why you think all you niggas are killing each other more and more? Because then the hatchlings, they grow.
Mm-hmm.
So as they get older, their eyes are spinning in their head, and all they know is just kill each other and just.
Yo, it's a catch-22.
I don't want nothing to do with these little monsters.
Hell no. Like, these nigga women, all right, it's a catch-22 because they'll abort their kids. Or if they have them, they give them, they sacrifice them to Baal anyway. They shoot them up with all kinds
But you know what?
shots.
You got GMO babies having GMO babies. Well, give me the scripture, please.
Yeah.
Babaku Shah, menstruous women shall bring forth. Why do you think these niggas are so monstrous? Because they GMO. A lot of these bitches are GMO babies themselves.
Yeah, they're not our age. Because our age can't have babies no more.
Yeah, man.
So, like, we're not just making jokes, man. We're telling the truth. All these little young kids, I say from damn 30 down. You know?
Con.
Unless the Lord is with you. Now, we got young brothers in the truth. Those brothers are exceptions. You always have exceptions. But outside of that,
Hey brother, we're exceptions.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah, to the motherfuckers in our generation, we're exceptions. Them idiots.
You know what? That's true.
They're fucking GMOs too, man. some nut job they used to go to school where you bumping into them, man, that could have been me.
That's true. That is true.
That could have been me.
You know what? Goddamn, that's true.
It's simple as all hell.
Yeah,
You know, hey, what's up?
And I grew up in the 80s. At least at that time, I can remember. Well, no, I grew up in the late 70s, early 80s. I remember the 70s when men were men. Yo, so that's bad, boy. Because I remember a time where I can say, man, I grew up in a manly world, though. Like when I was a little kid, men were still somewhat men. I mean, not trying to put this out there, but I grew up in a world where if a man went upside his woman's head, it was no big deal.
I remember. Mm-hmm. I witnessed a few of those.
I'm not trying to promote that, but I'm just telling you what I saw.
Yeah, I got it.
It wasn't no big deal.
It wasn't. Nobody in gold call the cups. It says, this is 2nd Ezra 5:8. There shall be a confusion also in many places, and you see that right now. We're talking about the hatchlings. They're the main operators, causing this confusion out here, man. All right, from that level to ultimately to everyday life. Everything ain't what it used to be. You people are bugging out. Like, what the hell is going on? You're in great darkness. It says, there shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be sent out again. What's that fire? That destroying fire that the Lord is going to send out to destroy this place. It says, and the wild beasts shall change their places. And you see that, thanks to the so-called white men. And menstruous women shall bring forth monsters.
That's the prophecy. That's straight up prophecy. All that is
happening the whole thing. I mean, I have to go back to the top again. Y'all can die.
Go back, man.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, jump in, brother. Man,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna
Yeah.
Dawah, you jump in, ties.
Yeah.
Dawah, the spirit is on you.
Cut. 2nd Ezra.
I don't want to run my mouth, man. This is
5:8. It says,
but it's prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
Everything he's reading is happening right
we're
now.
We're living in it right now. Go out your door. Nothing but confusion out here.
That's right.
You know? There shall be a confusion also in many places.
Gun. Right now, that's going on. Right? Everybody doesn't know what to do. Why? Because they don't trust in the Most High through the Son. They don't have the Word. They don't have the Spirit. So everybody's confused, all bugged out, not knowing what the hell was going on.
Yeah, well, as far as Jake go, they got the Word, but the other nations, they're like,
with this jab,
the jab and all this.
People are losing their jobs. You got a lot of people for crime.
Crime is
total. Anarchy is coming into confusion in many places.
What's that? The movie, the Purge, man.
We're in that time of the Purge. Man, you go on YouTube, Facebook, you see people are just going nuts. All kind of crazy anarchist type shit is going on.
Yeah.
Then you got other people with their guns, and another group is saying, "Oh, we're gonna take the guns." So it's like right now, man. You look on Facebook and YouTube, you can see it. It's total anarchy.
Well, basically, we're in the purge.
They're defunding the police and the fire departments.
Yep.
So now if you got a fire, a lot of buildings are gonna be burning. Ain't gonna be no fire department.
Well, that's one thing. But now they just let go a lot of like over in NYC
because they don't want to get the jab.
Right. They let go. A lot of them walked off or let go of. You know. Mm-hmm. So that's even making the matters. See, what you people don't realize is your bankers are bankrupting the fuck out of this place. That's they right. want the Lord got it to where the Lord put it into their minds to bring in this chaos, right. And the Lord is fooling them to make them think that they're going to come in with the new world order. That's right. It's all prophecy. See, the so-called what the bankers might think they got this thing. No, you don't. That's the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, got you doing what you're doing. That's right. Because your time is up. It's going to backfire on you. Right. Yeah. All right. Right. It's not going to be. There is going to be a new world order, but not what you think. Yeah. The new world order is going to be through Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai.
Obadiah. That's what the scriptures.
The nation of Israel.
What the book of Obadiah said? The pride of thy heart
have deceived thee. Thou that dwellest
in the place of the rocks.
And the Lord had to remind you where the hell you come from or what you are. Because dude, the Lord put you where you think you are right now on top and all of that. The Lord put you there to punish us because the earth, everything was made for who? Israel.
That's right. It was given into the hand of the wicked.
All right, it was given to the hand of the wicked to what? To punish us. The Lord gave you that. You ain't get it because you're so fucking smart
or righteous.
Because if you or righteous. Because when you take it out, you ain't smart. You're an asshole. All right? Look at your technology. You know, look at this great stuff.
It destroys the world.
And it's all destroying shit, man.
Everything chemical.
Because you're bizarro.
You're bizarro and you're wicked. You're all about.
You're bizarro's Esau. You're bizarro Superman. Bizarro Superman is all about opposite. Superman is there to save the world and save and help people. When you watch the cartoons and the movies, right? Superman is the good guy. Was really Superman really represents Yahweh. That's supposed to be Yahweh Shai. Yeah, they have Edomites playing them, but it's really supposed to be Yahweh Shai. Okay? Superman is really supposed to be, Superman really represents what y'all call so-called Jesus Christ, the Savior. Kal-El.
Yep.
Yahweh Shai.
All power.
And his father is who? Jor-El. Which is supposed to represent the Most High. Yep. And Jor-El sent Kal-El to earth to what? Save the people.
Beautiful.
And show them the right way. When you watch all them Superman movies, especially the original one with Christopher Reeves, that was the best. When Marlon Brando played Jor-El, and it's like, Kal-El. He was breaking it down to him, the people of earth are primitive, but I will send you there, my only son, to show them the light. Right. And the power, you will have power, special powers. They got that from the scriptures.
Right. Of course.
Okay, but he was sent to earth only to deliver a particular group of people. Right. Esau, of course, twisted. Yeah, but you understand what I'm saying?
Beautiful.
So, in the cartoons, right, you had the Bizarro Superman.
Yeah.
Right. That's Esau.
The opposite.
And the one Super Friends card, they had a bunch of variations of the cartoon, but the favorite, that was one of my favorites, Battle of the Super Friends. You had the Super Friends, the Justice League, and then you had the Legion of Doom. Right. And the Legion of Doom was all the villains, Luthor, Solomon Grundy, Mr. Freeze, Sinestro, all the arch villains of all the heroes in the comics. Yep. That was my favorite variation of all them Super Friends cartoons. Yeah. And then you had Superman, Bizarro Superman. He was pretty much, he was actually Superman from an alternate universe, right? Where he had the same strengths and powers as Superman, but his face was like a zombie. No, like a puzzle. He like a zombie. He was like a zombie, wicked. He was the total opposite of Superman. He was wicked, but he had the same powers. He had the same type of suit, but it was his shit was distorted. His face was distorted. Yep. And he talked actually backwards. Me, Zorro, Superman, gonna crush my friend. And he talked. You go on YouTube and see it. Zorro, Superman, gonna crush super friend. He talked like backwards and shit. So that's Esau. You Edomites, you so-called white people, you're Bizarro Superman. So you arise to power, but everything is backwards. That's why the scripture says they're turning things upside down.
Esteem
Gun,
is
the father's clay.
Yeah. Right now, we're in the state of if you watch Superman 2,
Oh man.
the original one with Christopher Reeves, Superman 2, that was really like the deep. Well, the first and the 2 was the best. Even they tell you that when in Hollywood, those are the Superman, the original movie, that was bad. It was spiritual. And the second one was totally spiritual with General Zod and the 3 villains. The original one from Christopher Reeves. Superman gave up his powers, and the villains, they were like the opposite of Superman. General Zod and them were like the opposite of Superman. But we're Superman in part 2 when he lost his powers.
Yeah.
And he was in a weakened state.
If he was in a weak state, he became a
Mortal
human.
man.
He became like a mortal man.
That's us right now. We're Superman without his powers. Okay?
The scriptures say, they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength.
Yep.
They shall mount up with wings as an eagle. They shall run and not be tired.
But what did Superman have to do in that movie in part 2 with General Zod and them? He had to travel. He had to suffer. He got beat up, right? And the diner in Lois Lane, he thought, I gotta go back. And he had to leave Lois Lane. That love him. He gave up his powers to be with this woman, but he realized he came to the realization, I fucked up. When he saw General Zod and them, he didn't, because remember, his head was up his woman's ass.
Yeah.
His mission.
So he forgot his mission.
Yeah.
So when he realized General Zod and them came into power, he's like, I gotta go back. I gotta go back. So he had, but he did it. He manned up and said, look, baby, fuck this, the honeymoon's over.
Yep.
And he left and he had to travel in the snow and hitchhike to get back to the Fortress of Solitude.
He can get his power back.
He had to go into the ice and the snowy mountains. Then when he got back to the Fortress of Solitude, which is the truth, the scriptures. The scriptures is the Fortress of Solitude. And when he got there, what did he have to do with them? We all came back in the truth. Well, that's the bad. That's like one of the most spirit.
He had to watch all those videos of his father and his mother and all that.
Well, when he went back, no, it was totally spiritual. When he gave up his powers, he felt disconnected.
Right.
Because remember, after he gave up his powers, the thing blew up, so he thought he was done.
Right.
But he had to pray to his father. He had to pray to his father and mother to hear him somehow in the spirit world. It wasn't even, it went past the recordings.
Right.
Like, it wasn't really recordings. It was actually the spirit of Jor-El talking to him. So he had to, when he went back, he had to call upon the name of his father to please hear him and come back and give him his powers back. So that Esau got all that from the scriptures.
Right, that's right.
Because when we came to the truth, what do we have to do to get our powers back?
Pray.
We got to call on the name of Yahweh.
Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. See? Spiritual, man.
Yeah, God. You see? It says, there shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire.
That's why the scripture says what? Whoso calleth upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. Ye men of Israel.
Right.
Hear these words.
Hear these words, right? The scriptures tell you that. So we got to call upon the name of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai to be saved. So if you ain't calling upon those names, you ain't going to be saved. All you Jesus Christ people, you're going to drop dead. You're going to be destroyed. But go ahead, man.
And the fire shall, and put this verse here. And the fire shall be oft sent out.
That's happening right now.
Again.
That's happening now. And it's also going to go into the nuclear war. But the fire's all sent. All hell's breaking
All the
loose.
different hells. All right, you get the fire of going to your grocery store and ain't no food there.
Right.
Yep.
Now, see how soon you people forget. Not even a year ago, y'all was beating up each other to go and get. Show me this here.
Toilet paper.
Yeah, and
Clorox.
this was worth $1 million last year. I forgot about that. I can buy it now, right? Remember, this was gold last year.
Yeah.
It was worth.
Toilet paper.
It was
You ogre. You know what, man? All you ogres, man. All you fucking. I'm gonna say this, man. All you black women and you Puerto Rican women, all you women, you bulky ogre-looking women, y'all not gonna make it.
Large Marge looking.
You large Marge bitches, fighting.
Oh, truck driving.
Y'all not gonna make it because ain't no man gonna want you.
They don't want you to know you
So
truck
all you
driving.
manly, busky, ogre bitches, unless y'all lose weight and get feminine, y'all not gonna make it.
Yeah, you driving school.
All
bus.
these fucking ogre looking. Who the fuck? See, that's why.
First of all, you can't cure ugly. So
Nah.
You can lose weight, but you can't cure ugly.
You right, man. You right on that one. You right on that one.
You right on that.
But you know what? That movie they got. You're demons. You putting that to the kids too. Shrek. Remember Shrek?
Yeah.
Like he was an ogre, but he got with the chick. She was a pretty little skinny little Edomite looking princess. But then at the end of it, she turned into a big ogre.
A green ogre bitch.
Yeah, like a green ogre bitch. But that was. They made it to where
that was appealing.
That was appealing.
And it's not.
That was cool. Okay. Well, she became an ogre too. That's these women.
Hey, that's Lizzo. Lizzo. She be showing her ass and all kind of shit.
That's gross.
Yeah.
See
no,
that
but they pushed all that to make that, like, they took away the femininity of women. Yeah. We grew up in a world where that was unacceptable when we were kids.
I don't know.
But like that fat
Monique. Yeah, there was such a term as ladylike.
Yeah,
you don't hear that anymore.
No,
that's gone. No, but nobody said it. There's no small he, her.
Well, you can't say lady. Well, you go ladylike now means transvestite. You know, singing.
That's why we got to get out of here.
Yeah,
because we're gonna be to a point where, like, they're trying to do away with a straight up woman.
Oh, yeah. Like yesterday, man.
You're talking about 20, 30 years. Like, yo, you don't, like, it'll be like,
hey, brother.
Like, you won't know what the fuck you trying to get.
Yo, man,
why would you want to live in a kingdom?
Hey, yesterday, man, about your Wheel of Fortune, you know how to ask each contestant about their life or whatever. He said, oh, yeah, my husband, the one chick, my husband, Larry, he's in the audience. He's here. I got beautiful kids. They had a nigga, bowling bald-headed nigga. Yes, I'm here. My spouse, James. And he was sweeter than the two chicks that was up there, man. You know, my spouse did. But you know what, though? I'll give that. He was a faggot. But you know what, man? That Wheel of Fortune dude. Yeah, you know how he wants you to elaborate about your family? He just skipped over that motherfucker, went to the next chick. He's like,
you know how shit is so crazy? You got homos, right? If they adopt a baby or whatever, the homos could take maternity leave, whatever you call that shit, from work. What's his name? John Anderson?
Yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah, I believe that motherfucker did. Took a maternity leave.
Yeah, they take maternity leave because the word maternity means woman. So now these men are women. But see, that's a so-called white man for you. This is his wicked ass. Now see, the horns is out. But you know what's funny? The horns are out, but a lot of you fuckers still can't see it.
No, you wouldn't. But y'all voted.
You totally wouldn't.
Y'all voted for Biden. Now y'all complaining. Mm-hmm. But like, I remember last year when Biden, people wanted fights were, but people were beating people up.
Yeah.
But they didn't vote for Biden.
Yep.
Now Biden is sliding. Literally. He slid up that damn stage.
But that's why you people just gotta be destroyed. Now with the jet, y'all just gotta be destroyed. Y'all gotta be destroyed. Y'all just gotta die.
Yeah, you're fitting for destruction.
That's it, man.
All right? You're destined for destruction. It says, and the fire shall be off sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places. A lot of y'all gonna be attacked by wild beasts.
And the wild beasts shall change their places because since you're mowing down these different forests and these different areas where these animals live, they're changing their place now. You see, hell, in the city, damn near everywhere you go, especially where there's a food spot, you got seagulls sitting there. The seagulls normally stay out at the shore and they get they get those clams and they fly up in the air and they drop it on the rocks so it could burst open. Then they come down and eat the insides of the clam.
Clam or fish.
They
used to fish. You don't even see them getting fish anymore.
Because you know what? They're hanging out at Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's. They're sitting on top of the
burger, inland,
waiting for you to drop something and they swoop down and get it.
Yeah, I can remember, brother, when I was a kid and shit was polluted then. Remember on the Staten Island ferry back in the 80s? We used to be at the ferry watching the seagulls go drop, they dive right into the water,
get a fish,
and come back up with a fish in his mouth.
Oh yeah,
you don't really see that anymore. You want to go, you want a ferry, you don't see nothing because that water is so polluted,
and fucked up and dirty.
But we got to see the last bit of it, man. I remember
that too.
My father just showed me. He said, "Well, watch the seagull. What are you gonna do?"
No,
and he'll fall right into the water, right into the water, and come up with a fish.
I mean, there's nastiness in the place.
Yeah. God.
Finish that. But you remember, y'all cool. We'll end off with the scripture.
No, yeah, God.
It's almost 10. Let's go but the spirit made us go to 10.
God, no, it's pretty much finished.
It says, the brother's got to work in the morning.
Yeah, cut. And menstruous women shall bring forth
So
monsters.
break that down.
Menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. Look at you. Look at these children in the ghetto, man. These motherfuckers are children of the corn, man. Go watch that movie, Children of the Corn.
The original.
The original movie, Children, not the second one, the original one. Children of the Corn, man. I mean, these kids are a bunch of fucking monsters.
That's true. But that movie, what happened was a time there was a bunch of the kids. They sent that one demon in there, and they were worshiping Satan. Satan was with them. They killed all the adults.
Yeah.
But that's what we had now.
Yeah.
These little young GMO babies, man, they'll kill you. They'll kill you.
What up, OG? What up, OG?
Yeah, they don't know.
You go to McDonald's after.
Yeah.
Yo, you go to the gas station, these little GMO babies, they be begging for money, begging for change.
Begging for change.
Begging for change.
I beg $1.
Maybe they want change. Maybe they need Obama hoping change.
I beg $1.
Hey, man. Hey, wait, bro. We pray you brothers were fed. All right?
Come
Spirit
on.
of How about Shimmy? I was shot.
Come on, brother.
Lord willing, we'll come at you with more videos like these.
Yeah, we're
All right.
getting together, man.
To uplift brothers' spirits, man, and letting you know what's about to go down, and not to worry. All right. So, in the name of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakakadosh, you say Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom. Blah, 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 brothers. Barak
Blah, blah, blah. Barak Al Akim. Go ahead.